All of you human beings are experiencing a great storm within your lives, inside and out. And the storm on energetic level is wreaking havoc as to your perception of self. And because everything is vibrating at a higher level in and out of your physical body, it is really difficult at this stage for you to hold a thought or idea for a long time, or as long as it is needed to gain the wisdom from it. Because just as the thought or the wisdom becomes available, something shifts it out of your body again. It's this constant flux that you are in right now that is allowing the spirit to be cleansed and also the body to be cleansed. But it is really difficult for the spirit to be fully present in the body right now. And this is why a lot of things might feel distorted. Like you cannot get a grip on a thought or an idea or a perception of self. And so, as you need to allow these storms to continue, it is very important to just take time for basic exercises to identify with yourself and to balance yourself. The mind is really busy as well. You might feel disconnected from spirit and you might struggle to meditate on your own. There's a sense of disharmony in your heart. There's a sense of impurity and mistrust. And this mistrust is also affecting your relationship with spirit. You do not know who to identify with or who to connect with right now. And so we want to take you back to basics. I want to remind you that when there is a storm, the whales, the orcas, the dolphins, they retreat. They breathe as much oxygen as they can and find a quiet spot to wait out the storm. They know that they need the water for life. They know that storms only rage on the surface. And that although it changes and shifts the world, move things along and cleanse, it does not affect who they are or the way that they perceive themselves. And so imagine the whale showing up for you as a beautiful mother energy. And the whale wants to guide you through these storms, reminding you that there's always a little cove or a bay available. As long as you take care of yourself, as long as you choose time out. Remember your spinal fluid. Remember the salt water within your body. And just visualize again how it moves up and down your spine, how it activates into your pineal and pituitary glands, how it activates the mind into a restful state, not into an overactive state. Your body is actually calling you to sleep, to spend more time not thinking. Just be present. Your batteries are low and you need charging. And that is why I want to remind you to connect to the ocean energy. When you imagine yourself to dissolve into the ocean, you will balance the salt water within your body. You have salt water and fresh water, and they do not mingle, but they do affect each other. And the salt water is much more influenced by the moon and the planetary state. That which is affected by the stars. And this is why when you are affected by the moon, the soul tends to not want to be present in the physical body. It wants to ride the waves of consciousness instead. But the physical body soon feels abandoned, displeased, and it wants to throw a tantrum because it feels so terribly alone, unguided, lost. And so I want to tell you about the two levels of your being. The saltwater part, which is the soul channeling through the spine and the brain. And then the freshwater part, which is the blood and the oxygen that helps the physical body to function. And although they do not mingle, they do interact. Because remember, we have taught you before that the salt water that moves through each and every energy center down your spine has an influence on your emotions. It radiates an electric energy into each and every center of your body, which connects to the physical body, to the intestines and the heart, which feels just as deeply and knows just as deeply as the brain. And that is why your heart and brain coherence is so important. I'm just reminding you that it is all about feeling gratitude every day to calm the heart so that the mind can relax into that rhythm. And all of this is chosen by the soul. All of this is activated by the soul. Think of your soul as a businesswoman being away for a lot of the time right now, handling stuff on higher levels and dimensions, which you are not actively aware of right now. And it cannot be explained in physical words right now. But what you are busy with will make sense soon. We only ask of you to keep surrendering and not try to control. Yes, change is happening. The outcome cannot be determined by your physical actions. Only in trusting in the greater picture, the greater presence of your soul, which you cannot completely understand right now. But the unfolding is beautiful. And this is why it is so important to dissolve into nothingness, where the ego does not try to control what it becomes, to let go of the need to be important or unique. That is not what dictates abandonment, acknowledgement. The body, in a way, is scared, afraid of the soul's potential, because remember, the soul does not really need this physical body. This physical body is just like a suit that you need to wear in order to breathe the air on Earth, almost like a space suit. And the more you teach yourself how to live within the suit, how to allow the suit to embody the soul, the more harmony there shall be within and without, radiating through you into your energy field and into the cosmos. And then you shall perceive inner peace and love and miracles, those things that cannot be perceived by the yearning to perform. And so I want to bring you a blessing tonight. And I shall keep it for the meditation still. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to convey. As your soul is moving so quickly, it is vibrating through the body, only touching the body for an instant of a second. And the things you might perceive is not feeling yourself, not feeling in the mood to do anything, not feeling motivated or inspired. But this too shall pass. This is just a phase. And this is again why it's so important to purify the physical body, because the soul will not slow down. We need you to help the body to pick up. The body needs to vibrate to a higher frequency to catch up with the soul, and so that the soul can dress itself within this body in a new way to be able to be alive on this earth. If the body stays in a lower density because of the vibration of food or emotions or thoughts or actions, it will not learn to vibrate as the soul does. This is your ascension path. It cannot be followed or created by doing, only by choosing that which your soul aspires to. And that is in your hands, my love. That is absolutely your choice. Remember that you are not being forced into anything. This is just the way things are right now. This is the way things are developing. And we are trying to help you to keep up. Please remember that the things we teach you are not being done to you. It is simply the way of physics on Earth. And we try to make it as simple as possible.